Welcome to another episode of the Cruise Ship Crew Diary. In this video, I will show you both crew life on board and our time ashore on the beautiful island of Mauritius. It's already been 5 months that I'm working on board the cruise ship Costa Smeralda as a receptionist. Now we're doing crossing around Africa from Dubai to Europe, and at the moment we're sailing not far from Seychelles. I wish we stopped at Seychelles, that would be really nice. But I guess then the price of the cruise would be much higher, because every time we stop at a port we have to pay a huge amount of money. And now, as we have a lot of sea days and just a few ports, basically we're at sea almost all the time, the price for the 1 month's cruise during the crossing is quite low comparing to other itineraries. It was very quiet at work, as now we have only 2,300 guests on board, which is 1/3 of the ship's capacity. So we were quite relaxed at reception. It's a huge contrast compared to the days when we were in the Middle East. Today we went with my friend to a very nice meat restaurant on board our ship, Frescobaldi, to celebrate the International Women's Day. This is where they cook very delicious meat on board. Not only guests can come here, but crew members can also eat at this restaurant, and we even have a special crew discount. The meat was fantastic. Today we arrived in Port Louis, located on the beautiful island of Mauritius. We arrived in port very early, at around 6 in the morning, even earlier than scheduled. The official arrival time was 8 a.m. Some housekeeping stewards were already on the pier with the luggage of guests who were going to disembark today in Port Louis. Guests left their luggage outside their cabin doors last evening, and today they will collect it directly on the pier. There is no cruise terminal here, only a few small tents. I really loved the beautiful greenery of the island. I worked from 7 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. and now I have 5 hours of free time, thanks to our supervisors who arranged the schedule very well so that everyone has a chance to enjoy the port. So now I'm going with my friends to a beach recommended by a guest from Mauritius. It was so nice to finally step on the ground after 7 days at sea. The beach we were going to was a bit far away, about a 30-minute drive. We agreed with the taxi driver to take us there and bring us back later. We shared the cost between us, so it wasn't very expensive. This was actually my second time in Mauritius. We also stopped here earlier when we were sailing from Europe to Dubai, and now we are visiting the island again on our way back. Days ashore are always precious, but this time it felt even more special, because port days are very rare during this cruise. During the whole journey around Africa that will last for about a month, from Muscat and Oman to Santa Cruz de Tenerife, we stop only in 4 ports. Here in Mauritius, there are also 2 ports in South Africa and 1 in Namibia. All the rest of the time we are at sea. We saw other crew members from the ship on the beach. They also had some free time and decided to come and enjoy this beautiful place. We do not have too much time to go ashore, but it's still enough to relax and enjoy it. The beach really felt like a piece of paradise. The sand was super soft and the water was incredibly warm. In my language, we say it was like milk just taken from the cow. It was actually the warmest water I've ever experienced in my life. It was really amazing. Today we are in navigation, sailing somewhere not far from Madagascar. We continue our way from Port Louis in Mauritius towards Port Elizabeth in the South African Republic. Today, before the evening show in the Colosseo Theatre, there was a nice introduction for guests of all heads of departments on board, together with the captain.
Before showtime, under the spettacolo, before unsere show, we have something special for you. Dames and heren, the captain, il comandante, il capitano, il capitano del barco, il comandante di Costa Smeralda.
The Hospitality Operation Director, Mrs. Ingrid Miletta. Firefighting, Mr. Fabio Poma.
The captain introduced all the officers and heads of departments on board, which I thought was very nice. I think that they did it because many of the guests on board now are very experienced cruisers who travel with Costa very often. And then there was a show of a very talented singer, Vikus.
Hello, Dolly, what do you know, Dolly? It's so nice.
I remembered this singer because he was also invited as an Interport artist when we did the same repositioning cruise from Europe to Dubai. I was happy to see that he would be on board again on our way back to Europe. I had been to his shows before and really enjoyed them, so of course I decided to watch him again when I had some free time. Today in the morning, before starting my shift, I went to the hospital on board because I'm not feeling well. I have pain on the left side, close to my heart, and especially it hurts when I try to take a deep breath. Crew members have a separate entrance to the ship's hospital. It is open only at certain hours, 2 hours in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. But of course, there is always a nurse on duty 24 hours a day in case of an emergency. When I came to the hospital, as always, I had to wait. But this time not too long, because I was one of the first people there. The doctor told me that I have intercostal neuralgia. It's when you have sharp, burning pain along the rib cage due to issues with intercostal nerves. The doctor gave me some vitamins and painkillers for 3 days, and he told me that if I don't feel better in 3 days, I should come to them again. And thanks God, medicine on board is free of charge for crew members, because we have a medical insurance with the company. The doctor also asked if I would like to stay in my cabin and rest for 1 day. He can exempt me from work, but I guess I'm stupid because I told him that I'm not feeling that bad, so I can go to work. I don't know, I didn't feel like staying in my cabin. I preferred to go to work and use the internet there to learn some languages because we are not that busy at work now. We have a lot of free time during the working hours. Since we don't have many guests on board right now, the ship often looks almost empty. The next day we were already not far from South Africa. It was another sea day, we were not visiting any ports. We had a weather forecast in advance that for the next 3 or 4 days the weather would be quite bad, and it really was. It was very windy and the sea was very rough. At reception we were getting complaints from guests about noise in the cabins. When the sea is this rough, you can hear cracking sounds on the ship, and not only in the cabins, but also in some public areas. Many guests also came to reception to ask for seasickness pills, because in this kind of weather, you can really feel the ship's movement. We always have seasickness pills available at the front desk, and we give them to guests for free. They actually taste quite nice, sweet pastels with a ginger flavor. I like them too, and they really help with seasickness in rough seas. In my cabin I could also feel the vibration, and at one moment even the bathroom door started closing by itself because of the ship's movement. And when I went to sleep, it felt like I was in a cradle. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode. Bye bye!